Welcome everybody to the absolute biggest meme race of all time. We are at Homestead Miami on the oval track in stock BRZs. I don't know what they were thinking, but it actually turned out to be a pretty decent race. Good start off the line. Thank you, ZZ. Appreciate that. Alright, so ended up qualifying in second, which is very, very good for this race. I was only like 2/10 off the top guy, Dale Rodman Jr. More about him a little bit later. This guy did not seem to want me to be in his lane, so he kind of just took it. Now I ended up in 6th, somehow falling back 4 places before the first turn. You can tell by the cold expression on my face just how upset about that I was. But I am going to get a pretty good run out of this first corner here and try to cut the gap right between these two. Oh my god, that's so tight. Shooting myself all the way back up into second place, passing 4 guys just like that. I think a couple of them actually took each other out. That's the thing with this track, is if you even make contact with somebody at this speed in this car, you are going to spin it. I managed to break all the way out into first place, with Dale very, very close behind. And truthfully, this is how it was going to stay for a very long time. This race is insane, and you never even leave 5th gear. Like, you never shift into 6th. If you shift into 6th, you're going to lose it. Dale comes up, passes me like that. Oh my god, getting passed by White Horse on the inside as well. Going to try to hold that angle and squeeze him with Dale so that he can't get by. Oh, giving me a little bit of a bump. Jabberjaw is a little bit reckless on this track. He doesn't seem to acknowledge the fact that I'm right next to him.
Oh, I get a penalty for that.
And I get a penalty, which is wonderful. I really, really love Forza's penalty system. It works so good. Down into the inside. I'm going to try to follow Dale all the way up if we can get a slipstream. Oh, little squirrely. I thought I was dead. I thought I was losing that one. Back down into 5th again.
Guy keeps bumping me over and over, and I get a penalty? How is that possible?
Kind of losing the front group, too. I'm hoping that I can try to slipstream on Pete in front of me. I only ran 3 races tonight, but honestly, this one was my favorite. And I actually made a friend out of this race, too. You just stay full throttle. You almost never pick your foot off the throttle in 5th gear. Slowly creeping on them. These two are hitting each other. They're going to take each other out. I'm going to take that spot. Oh, you can see him spinning in the rear view. There he goes. Back up into first, but unfortunately, like I said earlier, I have that half a second penalty. So unless I can pull out some kind of a miracle and get a half a second away from Dale, which I don't think is going to happen. Lap 6 of 12 right now. 3rd place is a second and a half behind us. So either way, I'm coming 1st or 2nd, depending on what happens. Because I can't imagine that that second group is going to be able to catch up from that kind of a deficit on this track. And me and Dale have been running side by side for laps. Like, we're on lap 7 now. Lap 10, again, still side by side. Nobody's giving anybody an inch. He's got me by just a car's length. Oh. And he turns down into me a little bit. I can't tell if that was my fault or his fault. We did kind of agree. I sent him a message after the race.
I definitely didn't mean to take him out, but it happened.
So I do have a 1.5 second penalty, but the guy behind is 1.2 seconds behind, and he's also got a 2.5 second penalty. So all in all, this race is pretty much over. I just had to stay on the straight and narrow until the very end, which I did. So with that, we crossed the line, and that is a first place for my first race back on Forza since getting back from the holidays.
Interesting race.
Also had the best lap, clean 38.113. Ishmael coming 17 places up. That's pretty good. Ishmael MTX01. He had a 38.1 as well, and gained 17 places. That's actually really good. Now, on to the next race. Truth be told, I need to get my watch time up to get monetized, so I'm going to let this race play at full length. Hopefully, some of you guys are able to watch it and help me out. It helps me tremendously, truthfully. Watch time, it seems, is the only thing YouTube really cares about. I did not qualify for this race, so I'm starting all the way in the back, 18th place, maybe 19th, I didn't look. But this race was an absolute cluster. Just people everywhere, left and right, boxing people out, brake checking, using you as brakes. It was a bit of a mess. This guy slamming into me with absolutely no regard, watching multiple people play bumper cars in front of me. I try to do my best to keep clean every race. I do have an S safety rating, but only like 4,400 skill or something like that. We are behind Wheel Please and Cupra 444, getting bumped by the guy behind, again, not using his brakes because it's Forza Motorsport. I guess you don't need to. As you can see me trying to brake. Oh my god, that guy just got spun out. I'm sure he was very happy about that. Oh, he said thanks. Look at that. Wheel Please. So from 19th to 10th in one lap. This first turn I was struggling with a little bit until I realized if I just stayed in 4th, I would usually gain on everybody. Now, I see a little bit of a gap. I'm going to try to go right up the middle here. End up getting by, but again, getting pushed off the track by the cars behind that refuse to use their brakes. I don't know. I'm not sure why people do that. This guy driving right back into my racing line and ending his race just like that. Turning left into, as Super GT says, Barrier. Now, I'm pulling out away from the group behind, trying to catch up to these guys up front. Because they're all fighting so much, I am able to kind of gain on these guys through this turn. Whoa. Gentleman flying off the left-hand side into the dirt, giving me a free position. All the way up into 9th, so we only gained 1 on this one, but catching up on Wanted Splash, 298. Using him as a little bit of a slipstream. And I'm going to give him a tiny little bit of a bump there, like a bump draft, but it kind of didn't work too well for me. I ended up going off track because I forgot to use my brakes. And he goes flying by me very, very quickly. My Fanatec shifter acting up as usual, not shifting into the gear that I wanted to go in. Staying close, tight on this turn here. The sooner you can get the accelerator down, get the pedal down, the better you are for this turn. Getting a little nervous that the guy Wanted Splash behind me is going to use me as brakes, so I'm trying to dive in a little early. These two are fighting about right in front of us. Oh, almost getting spun by Wanted Splash. I don't know how he gains so much speed so quickly. But keeping it on the track in 8th place. Again, only another position on this lap.
Using me for their
but
brakes.
we're moving up. We started 19th, moving up to 8th. I'm okay with that for now. Hopefully we can gain a few more. Coming up to the first turn, a little bit of brakes. I think I'm going to get hit from behind, but he actually slows down, crazy enough. And with that, he took a bad line, so we're pulling away and catching up to 7th. Psychotic Puma, 24. He went left on a right. So that'll be another free position, but he does have a little bit of a run. Like I said, the sooner you can get the power down on this straightaway, the better. But I'm going to try to box him out to the right, just so that I can keep this line, play a little bit defensively. Oh my god, again, my shifter acting up. Every time I try to downshift into third, it puts me into first and almost spins me. I do have a message out to Fanatec to try and either get it warranted or replaced or something, but haven't heard back yet. I'm sure that has something to do with the Black Friday.
Shifting into the wrong gear. It's not me.
We'll find out. Hopefully they get back to me soon. It would be nice to be able to drive again with some confidence that I'm not going to get spun out by shifting into reverse when I shift into third or first gear. A nice first turn here, nice and quick, keeping it on the straight and narrow. Couldn't quite figure out this turn. I kept shifting down into second because it seems like it's faster, but I just can't really tell. I'm not bad at racing on Forza, but I am more of a drifter than anything. But I have really been enjoying the wheel physics and stuff like that in Forza Motorsport. I can't use my wheel on Horizon, which I'm hoping that they maybe put an update out that direct drive inputs are able to be used, but yet to hear anything yet. I still can't get my wheel. I can get the wheel to work, but I can't get the pedals also to work. Like, I don't really need a shifter, and I don't really need an e-brake, but they are nice to have, especially when drifting. But we are pulling away a little bit from Psychotic Puma. Not really catching up to 6th place, though. He's pretty quick. The constant shifting mistakes are really holding me back from gaining any time on him. And I did notice that through quite a few different races tonight. I went through, upgraded all the Fanatec drivers and stuff, so haven't raced since then. Maybe that'll fix it. Who knows? But we are gaining a little bit. You can see that time coming down on 6th place, down to 1.9 seconds. 1.8. 1.7. Try and take this one a little bit hard in. Second gear is just a little bit too short. I would love to have just a tiny bit more gear in that second. Trying to stick super, super close on the rails, or on the rumble strips. Down to 1.3, so that's not too bad. We're up 0.6 seconds on our best lap so far. On to the final lap, and that was going to be my best lap, the 106.5. Some of these guys are running like a 105, though. They were running some really quick laps. A little bit of an itchy forehead, had to take care of that. We're definitely gaining on Dr. Sky, but just doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. He does have a 2.5 second penalty, though, and I am right behind him, so that should be enough for us to take that position once we cross the line. All these guys fighting up here, man, what I wouldn't give for one more lap. I feel like I probably could have caught them. Terrible last corner, though. Yay, car level 9. Only 40 more to go. But yeah, so that's across the line in 7th position. We're going to move it up to 6th with that penalty from Dr. Sky. Not a bad lap, though. 106.5. Those two guys up front are absolute aliens. NRT and God Hydra. God Hydra started all the way in the back with me, too, and he moved his way up a lot. But, yeah, so those were my only 2 races in the BRZ. I hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you guys watching, and please like and subscribe for more. Thanks so much.